Hey guys. So I was really intrigued to ask you guys, because you guys come from quite different backgrounds and things. What do you think is the biggest challenge to the general Church of New Zealand? Because I don't know if it's just a personal revelation for me or kind of looking at my friends and seeing some similar sort of trends. I think recently I've noticed being comfortable is being quite a big, way that the enemy can attack us, making us comfortable. You don't want to go talk to others about God and things. Yeah, so, and talking to other friends about churches from around the world. So I talked to a South Korean friend and he said that he found that materialism is a really big issue in South Korea at the moment because it's all about getting the next thing, the next coolest thing. So yeah, I was just really interested to hear, what do you guys think from your different perspectives? What's the biggest challenge on the church in New Zealand in general at the moment?
That's a great question for Joey.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, I'm the Canadian. Sure, you can bring it to me. I've been here 5 years.
That's a great question, man. Thank you.
I know what all your problems are. What I would say is, whenever we talk about those types of things together, I always want to get very specific, because I live in East Tamaki, that is 50% Southeast Asian immigrant population. I am one of those immigrants, not from Southeast Asia, but I'm one of those immigrants in that community. So that community is so different, and also it has a high Pakeha retirement group as well. I think the highest age bracket in East Auckland is 65 or 70 plus, because there's a lot of generational wealth in that area. So with that being said, for that question, all I can do is think about my context, really. I think what you touched on is what I would also say as well, where it's moving people from passivity a little bit into seeing their discipleship as actually a doing and a going out. Sometimes I think the problem with being middle class or upper middle class, which that area certainly is you like living comfortably and you live comfortably within your bubbles. And so if I could preach to that area of Auckland, I would say you need to get shaken up a little bit. And I think the call to action for churches in that area would be getting people outside of their comfort zone, because I think being comfortable is antithetical to discipleship.
There's so many layers to this, I'm not quite sure. I mean, probably for me is, and we've talked a bit about this here at college as well in theology, is that we actually need imagination, theological imagination, in terms of our communities, in terms of our churches. I don't mean just imagining for the sake of imagining, but again, drawing a little bit what you said, Jonathan, into the text again, knowing our deep Christian story, our 2,000 years of Christianity, and thinking about our culture, and then reimagining what does this look like? How's God speaking to us in living out our faith in this context, which comes back to you? What does that look like? Yeah. And I think that sort of questioning then with the text then begins to get us excited about again wanting to read the text, because we're freshly imagining we're in this particular place at this particular time. So what is this context? And what's God doing amongst us? What's he calling us to? Which I think starts to resonate with both what you were saying.
You got the final word, Jonathan, because we've got to end in a minute.
Yeah, cool. I would say people are scared and hopeless. Yeah. I think most people have no vision for the future. And if it is a vision, it's a dark one, and it's an apocalyptic one. And I think, what we have, and I think we need to turn that question back on ourselves and ask ourselves, do we have joy in the gospel message? And that's where it starts. Do we have hope? Because it's on the sidelines of the soccer games with our kids, and it's in the supermarket, and it's in the church pews where we have this hope that comes out of us. That is the passing on of the gospel. You know what I mean? Yes, give people the Bible, but you are the gospel message. It's the gospel message in your life that will change the people around you, and they will see hope. And they will see, because at the moment, it just feels like death out there. I don't know if you guys feel that. It feels like that, hopelessness and death. But we have the hope and the joy of the gospel. If we could show that to people, and don't be afraid to show that, if we had the courage to do that, then we would, I think, change the church in New Zealand.
Thanks for joining us for lunch on the way, everyone.